Hello, and welcome to myfinancesteacher.org. Today is Monday. I hope you guys had a nice weekend. And the first thing I want to do this Monday, once the markets open in the US, which will happen in another couple of hours, is I will probably take some of the profits off from my gold trade. What I mean by that is I will probably sell 30, maybe 40% of the miners and ETFs I have in relation to gold. Let's talk about the reasons why. And the reason is this red candle that we had on Friday. We have looked in the past at this sort of a symmetrical triangle. On Thursday, we saw a nice green candle when gold popped out of that triangle to the upside. But the very next day, gold price returned back into the top of the range of that triangle. So a good scenario for gold here would be that gold is simply retesting that breakout and it will continue moving higher over the next couple of weeks. Although I'm also a little bit concerned that we might see softness in gold price over the next few weeks. And here are several reasons why. First of all, a couple of weeks ago, we have already seen RSI quite deep into overbought territory. Even now, RSI is still at about 59, which is close to neutral, I would say, but there is still a lot of potential for a cool down period. Secondly, RSI is not confirming higher highs that we saw on the gold price itself. And this negative divergence is sometimes indicative of, again, falling prices. And thirdly, if we look at daily cycles in gold, let's say we have a daily cycle from the beginning of May, lasting until the end of June. That gives us a couple of months for the cycle, which is somewhat of a normal range. What we might see over the next few weeks is a cycle that has topped around 3 weeks after it had started, which would be quite normal, and it would have another several weeks for a declining phase. Maybe in the third daily cycle, gold will bounce up from the 50-day moving average. That is a possibility. So I guess we'll see what is going to happen. But after a nice rally and the cup and handle formation that we've been observing for a really long time, you could say we have actually reached our first target in mid-1400s. So I'm pretty happy with gold performance so far, and I would like to take some of the profits off the table by selling only a part of my investments into cash. I will still have at least half of the precious metals related portfolio invested in case if this strength in gold continues. Now let's have a look at GDX. On GDX, we also see that negative divergence between the price and RSI. RSI is not confirming the higher highs. Besides, GDX is stretched far above its 50-day moving average. It's around 19% higher than the 50-day moving average. And maybe GDX wants to at least retest the lower part of this parallel channel. So to summarize, I am still greedy. I just don't want to be too greedy. I will still keep a large portion of the portfolio invested in precious metals. Now today I also want to quickly mention S&P 500. We see that last week was not so good for S&P 500, so it might actually be diving for a low of at least this daily cycle low. The ongoing cycle has already been going for 46 days. Besides, S&P is also bouncing down from the 3000 level, which is a very round psychological number. And the 50-day moving average is 2.6% below current price. It's not too much of a stretch, but it might be good for the price to cool down a little bit and maybe retest these recent highs somewhere at around 29.50. And if we look at what happened in late April this year, at the top of that intermediate cycle, S&P 500 was nearly 3.5% higher its moving average. So of course, compared to gold, these numbers don't seem as extreme, but these numbers are already a bit of a stretch for S&P 500. Even over here in January 2018, when we saw a really nice spike up on S&P 500, it was only around 6.5% higher its 50-day moving average. And lastly, another reason to be cautious on stock market in general is that most of the speculators, the dumb money as they're called, are now very optimistic. And that's usually where the tops actually take place. Of course, instead of following the dumb money who are optimistic at the moment, we want to follow the smart money, the insiders, the institutional investors, and the like. So for today, the theme is a bit of a caution and maybe cash in some of those really nice gains in our precious metals. That is it for today. Give this video a like if you think it's nice to control your greed sometimes. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and good luck in your trades.